briefed on the mission over the weekend against Fordo. Let's listen to him.
We'll have to go back and we'll have to show Iran once again that we mean business.
Senator Cotton, did the Democrats seem satisfied with this? They had expressed so many reservations about this.
They should be satisfied. They got very good answers from John Ratcliffe, the CIA director, from Pete Hegseth, the Secretary of Defense, from General Kane, the chairman of the Joint Chiefs, and from Marco Rubio, who I'd point out is not just the Secretary of State, he's also the National Security Advisor, something that I believe is almost unprecedented in terms of the access of briefing that the Democrats get. Now, maybe they're going to come out and tell you they're not satisfied. Some Democrats, some in the media, seem to have such a case of Trump derangement syndrome that they're rooting for the survival of Iran's nuclear program versus celebrating the success of our pilots and their crews. But I think the answers they got in there should be totally satisfactory.
Was the discussion about the leaks in there at all?
Yes, there was condemnation of the leaks by both the briefers and Republicans and Democrats, for that matter. We should not ever leak classified information.
Mr. Chairman, if there's additional force required necessary to do further damage to Iran's nuclear program, do you think that action should be vetted or consulted through Congress?
Well, first off, as I said, I think we've caused catastrophic damage to Iran's nuclear program. That's not to say they might not try to reconstitute it at some time, but for those of you around 10 years ago during the debate over Barack Obama's nuclear weapons program, we often use the phrase vast nuclear infrastructure because it does take a vast infrastructure. And I know everyone's very focused on what happened at a couple of these underground bunkers or what happened with canisters of uranium. But if you look at the whole span of what happened over 12 days, the targeting of Iran's nuclear scientists, the underground bunkers, the centrifuge manufacturing sites, the gas to metal conversion sites, that's why we're confident, since all of those are single points of failure in an effort to get a nuclear weapon, that we have had an extraordinary success. Now, again, both the President and Prime Minister Netanyahu have said that Iran should not try to reconstitute their nuclear weapons program, and if they do, then all options will remain on the table.
If this leader was a member, do you think they should be prosecuted? Todd Blanche would rule that out last night when asked about it.
Well, the law applies equally to everyone, and no one should leak classified information.
If people in both parties seem satisfied by the amount of damage caused to this corporation, is there agreement in the room?
I think you'll have to ask some of our Democratic colleagues. I suspect those who are satisfied won't stop here, and those who are dissatisfied will stop and explain their reasons.
Do you have some sense of where the enriched uranium is at this point? Has the intelligence community figured that out at this point?
I don't have a comment on that. I will say it was not part of the mission to destroy all their enriched uranium or to seize it or anything else. Again, this is not a Mission Impossible movie. There's not a single thing out there that can be done or not done to allow Iran to get a nuclear weapon. It's the entire chain of events and people and places that you have to put together to get a nuclear weapon. The scientists, the centrifuges, the repair parts, centrifuge manufacturing, the cascades of centrifuges, the gas to metal conversion facilities. But I'm confident the mission was extraordinary.
But if that enriched uranium, you're not sure where that is. Senator Johnson, can you come over?
So there you have it.